Greetings, shimmering stars and wandering comets. Today we are diving into some constellation facts that you probably didn't heard before. Let's begin. Ancient people weren't just looking at the stars for beauty, they relied on them for survival. Stars such as the Pleiades to signal the start of the planting or harvesting seasons. For instance, the rising of certain stars helped determine the time for the grape harvest in the Mediterranean, while in other regions the appearance of key stars marked the beginning of the rainy season. Also, seafarers such as the Polynesians developed intricate navigational systems based on star patterns. They memorized the positions of specific stars and asterisms like the Big Dipper or the Southern Cross to travel vast ocean distances with remarkable accuracy. The way we group stars has changed dramatically over the millennia. In the 2nd century AD, Ptolemy listed 48 constellations based on Greek mythology. As explorers ventured into the southern hemisphere, unfamiliar star patterns were identified and added. By 1922, the International Astronomical Union standardized these into 88 modern constellations. Argo Navis, representing the ship of Jason and the Argonauts, was so enormous that in the 18th century the French astronomer Nicolas Louis de La Cillier divided it into 3 parts: Carina, Vela, and Puppis. This reorganization made the night sky easier to map and study. Not all star patterns are official constellations. Asterisms are a recognizable group of stars that may lie within a larger constellation or span several constellations. For example, the Big Dipper is an asterism that forms part of the Ursa Major. Asterisms often serve as simple visual guides for amateur astronomers and navigators, even though astronomers use official constellation boundaries for precise work. Every culture has spun its own tale around the stars. The story of Coma Berenices, for example, tells of a queen whose hair was sacrificed to ensure her husband's safe return, immortalizing her locks in the heavens. Similarly, the chase between a hound from Canis Major and a fox, designed to preserve fate, illustrates how myths explain natural phenomena. While the Greeks saw Orion as a mighty hunter locked in eternal conflict with Scorpio, the Native American tribes, the Chinese, and even the Aboriginal Australians have their own interpretation, turning the same stars into a dancing figure, a celestial animal, or a spirit guide. Constellations vary tremendously in size and brightness. The constellation Hydra is the largest, covering about 1,303 square degrees of the sky, whereas Crux is amongst the smallest constellations, spanning only about 68 square degrees. The size difference affects visibility. While Hydra's spalling pattern can be challenging to discern in light-polluted skies, Crux's compact shape makes it easy and distinctive navigational aid in the southern hemisphere. Even though stars seem to form connected shapes, they are often light years apart. When you look at Orion's belt, the stars may appear to be a close-knit group, but they can be separated by vast distances. Over time, each stars move independently, meaning that the familiar outlines we recognize today will slowly change over tens of hundreds of thousands of years. This ever-changing arrangement reminds us that constellations are our perspectives connect the dots, not permanent fixtures in the universe. Astrology traditionally lists 12 zodiac signs, but the ecliptic passes through 13 constellations, introducing Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. Lying between Scorpius and Sagittarius, Ophiuchus is sometimes called the forgotten or the 13th zodiac sign. Despite its presence in the sky, it's typically excluded from astrological systems, which were developed long before its inclusion was noted. In China, the stars of the Orion might be reimagined as part of a celestial hunter or a section of a white tiger. In India, the same stars are divided into the nakshatras, lunar mansions that guide religious rituals and astrology. Polynesian navigators, on the other hand, used the stars as part of an oral tradition to map out the vast Pacific Ocean. Today, many indigenous groups continue to pass down these stories, keeping alive a rich heritage that contrasts with the standardized Western constellation system. Sometimes even numbers add a layer of intrigue. There are 22 constellations whose name starts with the letter C. Whether it's Cassiopeia, Canis Major, Canis Minor, Carina, these names offer an interesting snapshot of linguistic trends and historical naming practices that often reflect mythological or descriptive origins. Constellations continue to influence modern culture in surprising ways. The Southern Cross, part of the Crux, graces the flags of Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, and several other nations. Subaru's logo, for instance, is inspired by the Pleiades, reflecting a deep-rooted astronomical heritage. Songs like Cross by Still and Nash's Southern Cross and Black Sabbath's The Sign of the Southern Cross highlight how these ancient patterns continue to captivate our imagination. Ancient structures around the world often align with specific star patterns. Stonehenge, Chaco Canyon, and various Mayan temples are thought to be aligned with the solstices, equinoxes, or key constellations, revealing the astronomical knowledge of our ancestors and their connection to the cosmos. Due to the precession of Earth's axis and the individual motions of the stars, the shapes of the constellations aren't fixed. In several millennia, familiar patterns will have shifted so much that they may be unrecognizable to us today, offering a dynamic reminder of our place in the ever-changing universe. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the stars, don't forget to tell me your opinion about them, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fun facts from around the globe.